Just hold on a second. Aliens might actually be demons. Watch this.
You're also obsessed with aliens and all the crazy
God,
things
I
in the
love
world.
aliens,
So
yes.
I am too.
Obsessed.
I go down so many rabbit holes.
I'll tell you them all.
Tell
I
me-
was abducted.
What? You can't just drop that while you're drinking water. Like, tell me what happened.
Anytime someone finds out that I was engaged to a man who didn't wipe his ass, they always ask me the same 3 questions, right? 1, how did you find out? 2, didn't he stink? And 3, why the fuck didn't you leave once you found out?
It's got really dark in here. I think it's about the storm. But anyway, I found our little zombie apocalypse pamphlet. Apocalypse pamphlet. Why can't I talk? I also found it very funny that if you go on and try to Google or search Zombie Apocalypse 2026, that you get this whole festival. Nothing comes up, of course.
Hurry up, bro!
Look at that. God damn.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of High Zone. Today on the menu, we got some disturbing, diabolical TikToks that I want you to see. With that being said, Zone family, if you're not tapped in with the family yet, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time I drop. You could be rocking out with me and the family. And family, don't forget to hit that share button and that hype button, so more people that's brilliant, like-minded like you, beautiful, like-minded like you, get to see the videos. Today's Sunday Zone family, we definitely gonna get into that part 2 of that movie we started watching, and we gonna kick back and relax, and then we're gonna, have a discussion, break it down in the comments. Definitely appreciate you guys for pulling up today and bringing your aura through. With no further ado, Zone family, I'm not even gonna hold y'all any longer. Let's get straight into these bangers. That's crazy. It's not a long jump out of jump out that window a long time. It's like right there.
You're also obsessed with aliens and all the crazy
God,
things
I
in the
love
world.
aliens,
So
yes.
I am too.
Obsessed.
I go down so many rabbit holes.
I'll tell you them all.
Tell
I was
me-
abducted.
Suki.
What? You can't just drop that while you're drinking water. Like, tell me what happened.
I don't know, like growing up in upstate New York, Hudson Valley is known for UFO alien sightings, and I saw a UFO at 13 years old flying above my mom's house when I was in the pool. It was just me, and I saw like a light in the sky, and it was like bouncing like this. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I was like talking to myself, like, what is that? And then it stopped. And then it was kind of like I was talking to the light, and we were talking to each other, and then it disappeared. And then 2 nights later, I had a dream that there were 3 grays over me, and they were touching my neck, and then I went through a portal.
So you remember pieces of it.
Yeah.
It's not all like it just happened and you remember the moment and then it's blank from there. There's moments and memories that you have.
No, yeah. There's a perfect hole in the back of my neck, and I feel like they tagged me. I know it's crazy.
And you still have it.
Yes. It's a perfect hole in the back of my neck.
What? What?
I know.
No, I believe you. Like, you don't have to
I feel like
convince
this is
me.
a different episode.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm so obsessed with this stuff.
Apparently, there was a plan in the White House. There was a plan for the government to come out and say, A, there is no God, and B, we were engineered by aliens.
There is a group of people, I have been told, who are in high level. They're not actually in government. They're like advisors to the government. And they see it as like, they believe these are like the old gods. They believe that that's who these entities are. And
Old
so
gods.
I do believe they're going to announce at some point that the non-human entities are here. The Bible is not true, that the whole Jesus is a myth, and that these things are the old gods, and that they're the ones who have created all life on Earth.
Jeez.
And that
could
it's
you
pushed
imagine
by
if
this
they did
group
that?
of people who are like, they are believers in this, but they are like the foremost ones who are advising on this alien stuff. And that's what this whole disclosure thing. And by the way, it's not a coincidence that Steven Spielberg has a movie called Disclosure.
Just hold on a second. Aliens might actually be demons. Watch this.
Let's see them.
Years ago, we interviewed this man named Bill from rural Florida. He had the stereotypical experience where it starts out late at night, in bed, but prior to that evening, he had seen some lights outside of his living room window.
My dogs were barking very, very loudly in the back, and I'd get up and I'd go over and I'd open up the window, which was next to the bed, and I would tell them to be quiet, and they'd quiet down. I'd go lay down in bed again. They'd start barking again. I did the same thing. I did that several times. I remember the last time that I did it, I went and I lay down, and it was almost instantly I became paralyzed. I could not move. I could not see anything but gray. And all of a sudden it felt like that something or someone had put some pole right up my rectum and was holding me on that pole. And and the entity, or whatever it was that was doing this to me, was laughing like it was pleasurable, or they were laughing at me, and I was so afraid. I didn't know what to do. And I can't remember whether I said, Jesus, 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 or Jesus help me, Jesus help me. But at that instant, my experience stopped, and I distinctly heard these entities squeal. And
We are in the end times. Do not be deceived. Aliens are demons. This guy literally just said the aliens stopped abducting him when he called on Jesus. Jesus is coming back very soon.
Marvin the Martian was violating this man, like literally. Pause, Martian. But anyway, family, let me know down below. Do y'all believe aliens are demonic entities? Drop it down in the comments.
I get a postcard to my home address, and it says in all caps in dark black, "We are watching you."
Oh my God.
I know. It was very unnerving.
What do you think put you on the radar of any of these people?
Dark Skies was an NBC series about an alien invasion set in the 1960s.
Which you co-created.
Yes. We're running the show, and it's going to air that night. We say, let's have a party.
I'm at a premiere party with all of these like big wigs in Hollywood, and some guy walks out.
And he says, you guys got a lot right.
But you also got a lot wrong, and that's why I'm here. He just starts writing something on a piece of paper. And he goes, put this in a safety deposit box for about 10 to 15 years. I go, what is this? And he goes, Secrets of the Universe.
Whoa.
Good night, folks. They're going to tell us like when to write and how to write.
So how would that work? You would give us ideas that you would want us to put in scripts?
We didn't take the deal.
Do you guys think that any other directors in Hollywood have taken similar deals?
I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters to really believe that we're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
You know, after Jaws, he got approached by some guys from Naval Intelligence or something, and he came and offered him a deal. And he took it.
We all just watched Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, and it's just like there are too many deep cut things.
I think he got a lot right.
No, he gets a lot right every time.
I had a whole previous disclosure experience when I was 18. We lived right next door to this family, a guy named John Harrington, his wife Lois. He goes, listen, I got a new job. I have a higher clearance level than the president. Aliens are real. They're here, and I've seen them. Reality is not what we know. This is what kicked off decades of high strangeness. I have seen 6 people die in pretty horrific ways, like Final Destination type, but I was in the middle of them.
What?
So I lower the paper and there's a woman standing at the foot of my bed. Her eyes are 2 black circles that are undulating.
You also saw a Nordic alien?
I did. On Orcas Island. And he said,
Steven Spielberg been working with the government for a long time. I've been telling y'all this for a long time also. Well, a few episodes. Steven Spielberg definitely gets some information from the elites. Ain't no way in hell his mind is really thinking like this or coming up with the stuff he come up with. He's definitely working with the higher ups. Let me know down in the comments, do y'all believe if Steven Spielberg is working with the government with some of the information he gets to create his movies?
The CIA had a program called Project Pegasus.
Did this have anything to do with QTEL? Basically, they fund all the technology for CIA.
DARPA.
Yeah.
Basically, think of it like this. DARPA is an arm of the government that is the sword and the shield. So they create military weapons, defense systems, also a lot of offensive systems and whatnot. In Marvel, they have something called SHIELD. It's like CIA with DARPA mixed in, and the NSA as well. They have no governance. They work outside of presidents and Congress. They pretty much approve anything they want. They have something called the black budget, where they have unlimited funding to where they can pretty much, hey, we want to fund this. We don't have to listen to Congress. We don't have to listen to the president.
That's who the government really is.
the
Not
real
this
government.
puppet show.
Tesla, they had all his works, and when he died, probably killed him.
Definitely.
Took all his works, and his family wanted all his works and say, hey, we own all that work for next of kin. He had 80 boxes. They give 60 boxes back. So where are those other 20 boxes? In those works, they found something to where he basically discovered time travel and teleportation. They're all one and the same, because if you can teleport, in theory, you can go from different times in space and time. They found out that the younger you are, the more flexible your mind is.
Gate program.
Exactly. This is why they had the gate program in school.
Wow. That's why there's an attack on the family, right? Because if you have the broken family, there's no solid ground, right? No deciphering.
They were sending kids back in time. So one kid, this is all documented, he goes to the Gettysburg Address to see Lincoln speak. He noticed a flash when he was there. Somebody took his picture. Now, a historian goes to the archives, back to the Gettysburg Address, and looks for this same kid, and he is there at the Gettysburg Address because he has a 70s haircut.
No way.
Yes.
So crazy.
Oversized boots. He was alone in the picture. They were like, who is this kid with a 70s haircut? Turns out it was him. And then not only that, they sent kids back in time to the same place multiple times, and they were running into themselves. But they were told by the CIA, hey, don't touch yourself because it'll cause a paradox.
Little Back to the Future. It's always in the movies.
It's always in the movies.
Remember those videos or those pictures that came out? The dude with the iPhone. Was it a video?
I've seen a lady with a phone.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lady, but also that picture, he looked like a Gen Z guy.
Yeah, he did.
So if time travel ever existed, it's always existed. Because people are like, oh, time travel can't be possible. Well, maybe one day it will be. Well, if that's the case, it already does exist.
They use kids because kids has more brain flux, more brain matter. This is why they've been using these kids. We have a lot more brain matter. The younger you are, the more brain matter you have. This is why some kids are allowed to see between the veil. But they can't tell us as babies because they can't speak. But anyway, family, let me know what you thought about that. Is time traveling real or fake?
On the third day, the general comes to see our progress. He observes the cubs and is not satisfied. He wants faster results, more aggression, more military discipline. He warns me that I have a deadline, that if the little ones aren't ready soon, he will start eliminating those who don't perform. And as he says it, he fixes his gaze on the glass from where she watches us. The threat is double. the Cubs, and her. The general leaves, and leaves me with the pressure of the clock crushing me. That night I return to the glass. But this time, I don't tell her about my past. I tell her exactly what the general just told me. I share the threat with her. It's the first time I treat her as an ally to plan with, and not as someone to confess my sins to. And then, she responds. A single sentence. The first she utters since they caged her. 2 words. Cold, practical. How much time? She doesn't ask how I am. She doesn't tell me she forgives me. She goes straight to the problem. How much time we have before they start killing the Cubs. I give her the exact time frame. She remains silent, processing it. And then she throws a second sentence at me. Then teach them for real, not like soldiers of the Empire, but like panthers. It's the first time. We both look in the same direction. By day, I train the Cubs in exactly what the general wants to see. Combat, formation, and obedience. Just enough so the reports are positive and the clock doesn't speed up. But by night, when the guards rotate and surveillance drops, I train them for real. I teach them to communicate in silence. To move like a pack, to follow signals that only panthers understand. And she watches our night sessions from the glass. She sees what I am really doing. I am not manufacturing soldiers of the Empire. I am building something the reptilians won't see coming. The Cubs progress. By day, they perform just enough to satisfy the reports. And by night, it's another story. But something doesn't add up for the general. He notices they move differently. Too coordinated to be simple combat exercises. Too silent. He comes to inspect us without warning. At night. And almost discovers us. I manage to stop the session just in time, and the Cubs pretend to sleep instantly. The general walks the immense room in silence. He looks at every corner. He sniffs the air. He finds nothing concrete, but the suspicion remains floating in the room. Before leaving, he stops and tells me something brief and lethal. Remember who made you, and who can unmake you. The pressure rises. My room to maneuver is drastically reduced. After the night inspection, Becca visits me at the next chip check. She tells me the general has asked to increase the chip's monitoring. He wants to know my brain activity during the nights.
The general wants your brain activity during sleep hours. Every pattern.
If I train in secret again, the telemetry will give me away. She managed to manipulate the data slightly to cover last night, but she can't do it forever. She tells me to be smarter, to find another way. I still don't understand why Vecca helps me, if she is one of them. First combat training. I put them in a circle. I don't give them any speech. I simply show them what needs to be done. I stand before a reptilian soldier and take him down in 2 quick, precise movements. The cubs watch with wide eyes. Then I point to 4 of them and put them in front of another soldier. They hesitate. I give them a signal. One of the silent signals I taught them in secret. 2 from behind, 2 from the front. They lunge. The first one misses. The second grabs his leg. The third jumps on his back. The fourth pushes him. The soldier falls. It's clumsy, but effective. Round after round, I see them improving. Time passes. They are already teenagers. I use the same signals, but in reality, they no longer need them. Their bodies have them integrated. They flow by pure instinct.
Let me know so far down below in the comments how y'all feel about this movie. I mean, I think it's pretty dope. For somebody to even come up with this, fire. Let's keep it moving.
What used to take 4 clumsy cubs is now resolved by a single one with precision.
Stronger.
I arrive at the glass that night, but she is already there, waiting for me, standing against the glass. It's the first time she waits for me. She doesn't speak. She just looks at me. I sit down. She sits on the other side. And it is she who raises her hand first and places it on the glass. I look at her. I understand what it means. It's not forgiveness. It's not declared love. It is something simpler and greater. I am here. I am still here. I place my hand on the other side. We remain in silence. Two panthers who cannot touch, choosing to be as close as possible. The teenagers now train with a different intensity. They are increasingly faster, more coordinated. The training room is no longer a place of fear for them. It is now their territory. The reptilian soldiers who enter to fight no longer laugh. Some, in fact, leave limping. The boys are starting to enjoy it so much that I have to hold them back. We cannot show too much, too soon. Time did its work. They are adults now. Lethal. Every single one of them. Just one of my warriors can crush dozens of these reptilian soldiers without breaking a sweat.
Them boys faster now.
Hundreds of panthers who obey only me. Hundreds of warriors waiting for my signal. I have an army capable of raising this entire base before dawn.
Them boys need business.
But she is still behind that glass. And as long as she breathes, locked up, my claws do not belong to me. So I train, I obey, I wait. And every night I swallow the rage of knowing that the most dangerous monster in this base is not any of them. It is me, with my hands tied.
They getting it in.
The general watches from the upper walkway. He smiles. He turns to his commanders and pronounces a date. before revealing where we are going. The general orders all Panthers to pass through the lab for a standard checkup.
Oh, they had women too?
I watch as they are taken row by row. And I understand instantly. They are going to put chips in them like mine.
Chips.
I cannot stop it. The Panthers go in and come out with a glowing mark at the base of their skull.
Mark of the beast.
Becca is inside processing them. She doesn't return my gaze at any point. Later, during the check of my own chip, she leans in and tells me in a whisper, "The chips are clean." She installed them dead. They look functional in the telemetry. The system registers them. But they do absolutely nothing. The general believes he has absolute control over hundreds of Panthers. But he controls none. I breathe, relieved. But then I ask her about mine. Becca changes her tone of voice. She tells me that my chip is different. It is older, more integrated. I've carried it inside my skull since I was a cub. I have grown with it. It is rooted in my nerve endings. She cannot deactivate it here with the equipment she has. She needs other technology. I understand it immediately. I am still on the leash. The general can take me down whenever he wants. The Panthers are free. I am not. I ask Becca why she risks her life this way. She answers that she was born in a dictatorship, that she studied to heal, that she never went down to kneel in that temple. Her brain is clean. She says that doing this is the only right thing she has done in her entire life. The general comes down to the room. He lines us all up. He gives us the details. We leave in 10 days. He doesn't say where. He doesn't say against whom. Just that we must be ready. They hand us armor. Reptilian military equipment adapted to our bodies. Weapons we haven't seen before. Technology they had never let us touch. I look at my Panthers putting on the enemy's uniform. The same ones who captured us, caged us, and tore us away from our own. Now they want us to fight with their shield on our chests. Whatever awaits us, it is dangerous enough to need all of us. And that is what worries me the most. What could be out there that the most bloodthirsty army on the planet cannot destroy on its own? I ask him what will happen to her, to the female. The motivation travels with the weapon, he replies dryly.
Family, that was a banger. We just did part 2 and part 3, okay? We got a 2-fer special today. My take on this, I feel like the Panthers is about to breach his whole reptilian facility, okay? The reptilians ain't gonna see what's coming to them. These little panthers, they grew up, they faster, and they moving, grooving, vibing, and sliding. The reptilians ain't gonna know what hit them. But anyway, family, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about part 2 and part 3. Do y'all want to continue this series? Or we could dump it off right here. But if y'all do want more of the series, comment down below. And you know your boy gonna grab that for y'all. Drop it down in the comments.
Anytime someone finds out that I was engaged to a man who didn't wipe his ass, they always ask me the same 3 questions, right? 1, how did you find out? 2, didn't he stink? And 3, why the fuck didn't you leave once you found out? And I'm gonna answer all of those questions for you right here, right now. So the first time this information was brought to my attention, I was living with my best friend, her boyfriend at the time, and my boyfriend at the time. She came to me in confidence and said, hey, I just wanted to let you know that we keep finding dookies in the toilet, unflushed, no toilet paper, and it's not me. I don't think that it's you. I know it's not my man, and so that only leaves your man. I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but he is not wiping his ass, girl. And at the time, I'm young, dumb, and I believe that I'm in love, and I found the man I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, and so I brush it off. I'm like, yeah, it's not my man. It's definitely your man, and he's saying that it's my man to cover up for himself, right? And I don't really think about it again until I get engaged to this man and we move into our own place together. And I start finding the dookies unflushed, no toilet paper. But again, I think, there's something wrong with the plumbing here because I'm engaged to this man. I think I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with him. I'm in love with him. My first thought is not, oh, he's not wiping his ass. Because that would be crazy for a grown man not to wipe his ass. And it would be crazy for me to believe that he's not wiping his ass. But then I start finding out that he's opting out of other forms of hygiene. Like his toothbrush isn't moving. The soaps in the shower are not moving. The towels aren't moving unless I use them. He's not brushing his teeth. He's not showering. Yuck. And then we break up because he almost punches me in the face, right? A few days after we break up, I'm on the phone with his mom, and I'm just yapping at her. I'm telling her all of the things that her son did to me throughout the course of our relationship, and how awful he was to me, and she's being really supportive of me, and she's saying, I'm so sorry, I thought he had changed for you, we had a lot of these issues when he was living with us, and that's why we kicked him out, yada yada. And at a point in our conversation, his mom says to me, unprompted, by the way, Kirsten, the man couldn't even wipe his own ass. Hey, why'd you say that? Why'd you say that? Because I didn't say anything about him not wiping his ass. Why did you say that? And she goes, well, it was an issue that we had when he lived here with us. Yeah, we would find poop in the toilet, unflushed, no toilet paper. And it led us to believe that he wasn't wiping his ass. Right, so you were gonna let me marry him? You were gonna let me marry him knowing that information? Okay, cool. So to answer your questions, I didn't know for sure until after we broke up, right? I didn't really know for sure until his mom said that to me. Did he stink? Not the way you think he would. Sometimes in the morning I would wake up next to him and he'd be covered in sweat and he would smell like rotten chicken, but he never smelled like shit or body odor. He smelled very strange sometimes, but I just thought that that's what men smelled like sometimes. I just thought that the male body was very weird. And I know this information is probably upsetting to a lot of people, but surely it is not as upsetting to you as it is to me, and it's something that I am gonna have to live with.
That is monstrous diabolical, okay? Monstrous diabolical. My man do not wipe his bum bum. He out here smelling like Hershey, rotten Hershey. Diabolical. Nah, family. Nah, that's an NPC, ultra NPC. That is bro do not wipe his buns, and he don't flush the bathroom. Monstrous diabolical. Man, that was Mayday. And his mom's gonna talk about, did he stink? Nah, diabolical.
I love to yap and spread knowledge, so here we go again. So, you already know I'm gonna undo a lie and help you guys relearn the truth. Let's talk about genetics. So, when I mean genetics, I mean DNA, okay? If you are a neuromelanated person like myself, you do not have DNA. You have DEA, deoxyetheric acid. We are literally crystallized beings. We put out energy and we receive energy. Plants are also kind of like us too. They have a mind, body, and a soul. So to take it a little bit farther back, let's talk about dark matter energy. So, the divine feminine manifested herself out of dark matter energy, the original 9, okay? These original 9 also wanted to add a divine masculine, so they did exactly that. And this made the energy even darker. The divine masculine is to provide, protect, create, etc. So in the astrals, we are just dark matter energy, because as we descend down to earth, we have to take in bodies. Just like with the 4 phases of matter, plasma energy, gas, liquid, then solid. We're the last one, the solid. In a lower density, that's why it's carbon, DEA, or neuromelanin. Dark matter energy was also formed in 9 ethers. It's a combination of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This is why they call us 9 ether beings. Also, in us, we have 33 chromosomes that makes a total of 99. You see where these 9s are adding up? Yeah. We also have triple helixes. We don't have the double helix. If you go on Google, they're gonna show you that double ass helix. That's not what we have. So there's a triple helix, 3 cells in each helix that adds up to a total of 99. Each chromosome that we have is a universe with beings in it. Like your cells are alive. You can talk to your cells. You can tell your cells what to do. And our biggest chromosome is the sun, Ra. Part of the sun that shines is the chromosphere. We all have chromosomes in us. This is why we have such a connection to the sun and why the sun kind of charges up like a battery. We got 9 series of those same genetics, the triple helix, and you got ancestral energy passed down through your DEA. So that's millions and millions of cells.
Energy.
God damn. Oh my god, I cannot see.
Yeah, that's scary, bro. Wow. Can't see nothing. Ooh wee.
Social media admin, obviously.
Would y'all drive through that zone, family? That's crazy. Instant suffocate out there. Wow.
No, so I don't think the young people are gonna have to do anything because all the old people just have no idea what it is.
I think anybody who, I think the world is moving so fast right now that people aren't paying attention and people aren't connected. And not only that, this generation is fucking butter soft, bro. Jesus Christ, they don't play tag, they don't fist fight, they don't tackle in the snow, they don't have manners, they don't have grit, they can't walk, they can't fucking live without their phones, lights. Like this like it fucking, before when I was a kid, they didn't even have fucking 4-wheel drive. That shit snowed fucking inches. It wasn't no fucking cut school off. You had to drive. There's so much shit now that is like we rode bikes, stolen bikes to other towns with no cell phones and had to make it back at a certain time. We had fist fights. We walked. We did push-ups. We did all kind of shit that this generation doesn't do. And not only that, if you had to look up a word, you actually had to fucking look up the word, not your phone telling you how to spell the word you're actually looking up. So, I mean, it's not this, it's our generation. I don't blame the generation because it's my generation and every generation before us fault for whatever's happening to the next generation.
Do you guys think Gen Z is soft, or is just the technology that dumbed them down, that, got them in this predicament that they're in? Because when we grew up, we didn't have any technology. So we had to go outside. We had to get on the bike. We had to play manhunt. We had to line up the garbage cans inside of the gate and play around the world. So my question to y'all is Gen Z soft, or the technology is directing these kids?
Have you heard of I want to say over somewhere in Africa, they had headless men, like they built like a human, but
their body was a head.
Their face was on their chest.
I saw that. I don't know how real that is, but then again, we don't know everything because there were 6 different types of hominids on this planet, so that could have been one of them.
Could have been.
Yeah,
that's news to me. You said they.
I've seen it. Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's hard to. It's like pretty much.
I'll send it to you today.
Yeah, the face is on. The face is right
body.
here. The face is no. Once you get to the shoulders, it's just smooth across.
Just smooth across the top. Yeah. What's that book?
I don't know what book.
When you mention that, it kind of reminds me of Total Recall. You remember you had the face in the stomach.
I do remember that.
Movies-
No, it's not, but
movies
that was a little
actually-
face. I'm talking about, according to them,
It was the face.
It kind of took up the whole torso. The face kind of took up.
Yeah, I've seen it multiple times.
Do you guys really believe that Bemis was an actual being that lived on Earth? And if they did live on Earth, what happened to them? Where did they go? If you believe Bemis were here amongst us, drop it down in the comments.
Y'all, I think they're trying to tell us something is going on in England. What? Look, that dude look like a zombie too, but I'm finding these videos of people dressed up as zombies, or I don't know if they really are zombies or they're promoting for something, but something is going on. Now, we all know there's a lot of commotion happening around the world, y'all, but something must be going on in England, because this is not the very first video that I'm coming across. Look at this guy over here. Look at this guy over here. Look at this guy over here. What's happened? What?
But listen, now they might take this video down because that's usually what they do, but you need to fucking listen because I'm not fucking playing. About to give you a strong ass fucking warning. This zombie outbreak shit, which y'all might not even know about because they've been keeping it under wraps, so a lot of people don't know. It's a zombie outbreak that done happened in the fucking UK. It done found its way down here, and it done happened in Tennessee. In Walmart, somebody bit somebody else. Last time they passed this shit or something else, somebody get into that, but somebody bit somebody else in Walmart, and then that person had to go to the hospital. They locked.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. Something must be going on in the UK that we don't know much about because they're trying to keep it under wraps. Remember, y'all, we don't be hearing too much about these countries. Without TikTok, we don't be getting nothing at all. But if y'all know anything about this, let me know down in the comments below, because I hear a lot of it happening in America too, man. Stay tuned for part 2. Let's continue to get this shit.
We been watched the video about the Army veteran talked about a zombie outbreak that happened overseas. And over here in the US, we got it contained. And we seen another video on the pamphlets that was being handed out in the government building about zombie outbreaks. There's a lot of people bringing this topic back up right now. And a lot of people talking about they scared, this, down, and third, operating out of fear. The videos we post here is for awareness. And when you do see a video about the zombies or a zombie apocalypse out on the internet, do not operate in fear. This is what they want you to do. Information should be information. You shouldn't be pushing any kind of fear. But anyway, family, drop it down below. Love, light, and peace.
Got really dark in here. I think it's about the storm. But anyway, I found our little zombie apocalypse pamphlet. Apocalypse pamphlet. Why can't I talk? I also found it very funny that if you go on and try to Google or search Zombie Apocalypse 2026, that you get this whole festival. Nothing comes up, of course, about what they're talking about down south, right? But a whole bunch of festivals come up, and that's the only thing you see. Tour dates for this festival that looks absolutely fucking rad. It started to remind me of the Frozen theory, and what that means is years and years ago, the conspiracy is that Walt Disney had gotten himself cryogenically frozen, so that way when technology catches up, he can be thawed the fuck out and brought back to life and reanimated. Now, before the movie Frozen with Anna and Elsa was created in 2012, 2011, I believe it is, maybe before that, you could search up Walt Disney Frozen, and you'd get all this shit about Walt Disney and this conspiracy theory. But now, since the movie has been made, it's all about Frozen with Anna and Elsa and everyone else. You find no search results. This is giving the same energy. They did the same thing with the Men in Black. If you search up the original Men in Black, it brings you the original movie of Men in Black. Yeah, Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, so that you don't see the shadowy organization from the 50s and 60s. You really have to look, you really have to search. And now, even now, with more Men in Black movies coming out featuring Tessa Thompson and Thor. It's Chris Hemsworth. I know who it is. It's Thor to me. But they're doing the same thing with this Zombie Apocalypse 2026. Now, whose idea was it to name that festival that? How did the Texas constable get involved? How is this? What's going on that they would put this pamphlet out? Because it's actual, it's real. It's a real pamphlet that the Texas constable put out, and it's not a joke. I've seen the inside of it. It sounds just like when they were telling people, and the Catholic Church was telling people to get ready for demon face syndrome. This was 2 years ago. Remember that? They were saying if you see demons, it's just... I got my finger on the pulse of this thing. Let me know what else y'all see.
This is what's coming next. Because look, we got the hantavirus.
Right.
We got the hantavirus. The hantavirus is here.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch this.
I'm watching.
Reagan speech aliens. Watch this.
Reagan spoke about aliens too?
Watch this.
Oh, it gets deep then. They get deep. They declassified files, which Trump did.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our people than war?
What do you mean by that?
He said, what if we're facing an alien threat from outside this world? The Department of War declassified all these docs.
Right.
You go on there, they got all these politicians calling them demons.
Right.
The hantavirus is coming.
Right.
They already hit us with COVID. They know how we going to react to lockdown and shit again. Because everybody was like, why are they hiding from us with this lockdown?
Right.
They setting us up for a holy war against aliens that they probably didn't manufacture.
Right. What do you mean manufactured? Talk to me. Get deep with me. What do you mean manufactured? They creating aliens now?
You can grow a lot of things in the lab.
So you can grow an alien?
Facts.
Yeah. Why can't you? The DNA tests from the Roswell crash survivors, they had very similar DNA to us. Same thing with Bigfoot. Very similar DNA to Bigfoot. Just to humans. Same shit.
Could it be this alien disclosure that's out right now could be their last card? Might be their last card they're trying to play on us. You know, that okie doke they always hit us with? Pay attention and be aware.
Are college degrees officially useless? And why do I say that? Because an individual has since gone viral claiming that he has a degree in chemical engineering and can no longer get a job, not even at McDonald's. You heard what I said. He can't even get a job at McDonald's or Walmart. Have a listen to this for yourself.
This job market is so cooked. I have a degree in chemical engineering. Spent 4 years of my life getting this degree, by the way. And I can't get a job anywhere. I've applied to so many different engineering firms. I just cannot get a job. So then I started applying to places like Walmart and McDonald's. And I've been rejected from all of them. Every single one. I spent 4 years of my life for this degree, and I can't even get a job that pays $14 an hour. And it's not like I don't have experience in the field, because I worked at Walmart in high school. I worked at McDonald's in high school. I worked at both these places. I can't find a job still. And I've been trying to tell my parents about it. Did you walk in and try to apply inside? I was like, what do you think I've been doing?
Sadly, this has become a common occurrence for college grads. Take a look at this job application right here. As you see up top, it says entry level. And then check out the experience. Let me blow it up for you so you can see it better. Right up on top, you see what it says? Entry level. And then description and qualifications. 10 to 15 years experience. So is that a so-called entry-level job to you? According to recent data, 30% of college graduates are able to find jobs in their degree fields, but it takes them a reasonable amount of time to do so. And get this, many of them put in an average of over 100 job applications along with their resumes. And the average debt of a bachelor's degree is around $35,000. And the average debt for a master's degree, a whopping $77,000. So I guess my question to you is the job market officially cooked? Especially when you have a college degree and you can't get hired at McDonald's or Walmart. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
You have a college degree and McDonald's won't even hire you. And the degree you are qualified for, you can't even get a job because they want you to have experience for 10 or 15 years. That is crazy work. college seeming like it's a scam.
Bruh.
That is super monstrous diabolical.
It's a 10-hour
But, you know,
video.
hearing that makes me, like,
That's
emotional
what you eat,
hearing it, because
5 grams and you listen to that.
It's beautiful, you know? It's
oh
just,
my God,
it's beautiful.
gorgeous.
And you look in it, you look in his eyes, and
Yeah.
it's like he has very innocent eyes.
Yeah.
You know, it's the human embodiment of the planet itself, is that guy that you're looking at and what you're hearing.
And then I go to those Spanish stores, fuck them Arab stores, I go to the Puerto Rican stores. You know the Puerto Rican store? Because when you walk through, you hit a radio station, you know. La Mega 97.9. Nueva York. And Poppy always on the phone while you trying to buy something, ain't he? This nigga on the phone, you standing there, he catch an attitude with you like you disturbing this conversation. He like, hold on. Papa, what's the matter with you? I said, what's the matter? I want to know how much is the 40. He said, Papa, you come in there every day, you drink the same fucking 40 hours. He said, yesterday you come here, you give me $3, I give you 50 cents, you leave, that's it. Now you come today, Papa, you want too much problem for me, my friend. 20 years I live around there, I don't have no problem, but today, you want to give me problem. So I'll be like, fuck you. He said, no, fuck you. I don't scare you because you black. I said, nigga, you black too. He said, yeah, but you black like this, you know. I said, fuck you. I look around the store for shit to start. I said, Mr. Rivera, why every time I come in your store, the cats sleep on the bread? Every time I come in the store, the cat sleep on the bread. You gonna tell me he live here?
Hurry up, bro!
They need to get to him fast.
Can he get down? That's the question.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, dude. There you go, buddy. Drop down. Holy shit.
That's wild.
Oh, man. Close fucking call.
Did we almost die? Dad, did we almost die?
Wow.
But so how would they put that out?
Insane.
This thing is crashing out.
Getting out and running across the freeway, letting the car roll.
They let the car roll and run down the freeway.
I'm coming from a party on Woodward on a Monday night. I get to my car, not even peeping. A nigga that took full steering wheel out my shit, bro. Party on Woodward. A nigga that took the whole shit though, gang. Like
They took the steering wheel for everybody.
Like, oh my God.
God, that's crazy.
Bro.
They took this man's whole steering wheel. I didn't even know that was possible. And the car still cuts on. That is monstrous diabolical. Who takes somebody else's steering wheel? Huh? This gotta be the Matrix. That is crazy work. Comment down below. But anyway, family, I appreciated you if you made it all the way to the end. You are goated. You are definitely goated. You are one of them ones. You are legendary. Before you get out of here, if you're not tapped in with the family, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time I drop. You can rock out with me and the family. And family, don't forget to hit that share button and that hype button so more people that's brilliant, like-minded like you, beautiful, like-minded like you, get to see the videos. Definitely appreciate every last one of you, especially if you pulling up today for the first time and bringing your frequency and your aura through. Definitely love you like cook food. With that being said, Zone family, vibrate high, stay hydrated, stay motivated, protect your energy, remove negative people from around your circle, and love thy neighbor. I catch y'all in the next one, Zone family. Peace.
Zone.